It is game night in New England, and this is the only professional league match in the entire country today as we welcome you to the banks of the Connecticut River in Dillon Stadium. It's Hartford Athletic versus the Red and Black of Loudoun United. Tonight's game brought to you by Railroad Stores. Thrilled to be on the call. John Freeman joined by Devin Kerr. And Devin, quickly, these clubs find themselves in crowded company in the 5-team Group F.
Red Bull 2 did not do battle yesterday. Loudoun United have a few games in hand, so that's something to keep in your back pocket if you're Ryan Martin. Philadelphia Union 2 being toyed with by the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and Hartford Athletic finally back to business after their midweek drubbing at Indy 11 ended 4-1. To be fair, scoreline a bit lopsided. It wasn't. We'll talk about it later. Let's go back to the last matchup. July 20th, Hartford Athletic 3, Loudoun United 1. Very impressed by the overall performance by Hartford Athletic, and was unimpressed by what went on by Loudoun in terms of their overall consistency. Very technical players Ryan Martin has in Loudoun United. They like to build from the back forward. It took them a while to get into this game. It became smooth sailing at the tail end of it for Roddy Jaidi. Well-deserved 3 points.
Hartford will lean on its catalyst, Danny Barrera, tonight, who leads the club with 3 assists, and the captain is our player to watch, brought to you by Univision.
This was your missing link in the Indy 11 game. He was asked to do too much, and for a guy of his talent, excellent vision, he's always willing to do the dirty work, but what you need him to do within this system is usher you from the midfield, 30-40 yards from goal, but push you into the final third. Allow the likes of Alex Dixon, Ever Guzman, Harry Swartz to get going, running downhill, one of the best chance creators in the entire USL Championship. And he wants to create for guys like Elvis Samo, but he's got to be on the opposite side of the ball. This is their big number 9 up top. He's a great striker, stretches the game, a lot of speed, great aerial ability. The problem for Loudoun United in the past with him has been isolated incidents. They got to find a way to make this a 3- and 4-man game, not one-offs.
There will be witnesses tonight at Dillon Stadium, 25% capacity. It's Hartford Athletic, Loudoun United, Sunday night soccer on the way.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Ready to get that just worked out feeling? Planet Fitness is open and cleaner than ever. At some places, this is a power clean. But at Planet Fitness, this is a power clean. At some places, this is your workout space. But at Planet Fitness, you'll have all the space with extra room between machines. So while other places might consider this a warm welcome, we're ready to welcome you with one of these. Now open. Come in today.
Around 1,500 fans possible tonight at Dillon Stadium, a venue just 1 year removed from renovations, now prepared to host a match in this season of remodels. Let's look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Active MG. The home side a point away from the top spot in Group F. These are the men Roddy Jaidi trusts for the ascent.
4 changes, John. They're going to come in the likes of Kevin Pullitz on the back line and Alex Lara. Sam Strong picked up an injury last game. Watch that outside back position. He'd really done well asserting himself out there. Gabby Torres comes in at the left wing, and Matt Jorgensen will hold down the midfield. Still looking for a bit more out of Alex Dixon and Ever Guzman up top. Think they've been good, but not great, and that kind of shows with their results. How about Ryan Martin and Loudoun United? What are they bringing to the table? On the road once again. Kairu Amustafa at the outside mid position. This is going to be an area that I'm not concerned with. I'm going to keep a keen eye on. Why? Michael Gamble hasn't created enough. Massimo Farron has been decent. So when you create that front four with Amo up top, that gives you the opportunity to really create that they haven't been able to do as much recently. Garay in the midfield and Kuti Pietro will be just fine. Colin Miller can lead this entire back four, but communication has to be key. They struggled a little bit last time. Lundegaard and Shane Wheat got hung out to dry a few times.
And so we have arrived at the final kickoff of the weekend in the USL Championship. Two clubs, completely different complexions, fused together in Connecticut. Loudoun on the right, stocked with players of the future who need wins now. Hartford presently above the line with a future that feels limitless. All awaiting the whistle of Jeremy Shear. For the second time in 13 days, Hartford and Loudoun blown into motion at Dillon Stadium. Athletic on display in the green and blue. Loudoun United sashed in the white and red. Devin, both clubs fixated on these first few exchanges as they both conceded goals in their previous matches by the 4th minute.
You got to get a quality start. And I think that's easy for everybody to kind of sit and go, well, obviously you want to start fast. But unless you've been in their shoes and understand the uphill battle you have to fight when you concede that early, it's not just physically demanding, mentally, it takes a toll on you as a player. And when you do it in multiple matches in a row, it's even worse.
Was a tornado watch issued just hours before this match kicked off. Temperatures have fallen, quite pleasant playing conditions for both sets of teams. Throw-in coming from Harry Swartz. Closed down by Elvis Amo. Here's Jorgensen. Chased down by Connor McGlynn. High and safe from Mateus Silva. Calling into the actions of Jared Green, a 17-year-old who starts at right back tonight for Loudoun United. One of the several teenagers in this Loudoun United squad, including his center back pairing of Adam Lundegaard at 16 years old. It's the 3rd match in this campaign for Loudoun.
John, that's where you have to lean on some of your quote-unquote veterans a little bit. There are not many in this Loudoun United squad, but you look to the likes of Colin Miller, an established collegiate goalkeeper. You look to guys like Pubo Doué in the outside back position, where obviously his age a bit more seasoned, and then you look to your manager if you're on the other side of the ball. Ryan Martin in one area, Roddy Jaidi on the other. Trust the process is something that always comes to mind. Already an interesting switch by Loudoun United, where they've dropped, surprisingly, Elvis Amo down into the midfield, and Ted Kudu Pietro has gone up top in the number 9 position.
We talked with Roddy Jaidi, the coach for Hartford, and I asked him point blank, I said, okay, your team last year, obviously well below expectations. He wasn't here in the club's first season. He comes in 9 points out of 4 games. I said, is this a surprise to you? And he said, anybody that sees us play and train and the way that we train and the intensity of it, they're not surprised.
The belief was already there, and that's one of the quality things you have to take away when chatting with this organization, where regardless of what went on last year, and you don't want to forget it, you want to keep that in the back of your mind, but they use it as a learning experience, and a lot of things have changed. New players, obviously the new coach, their affiliation with Southampton across the pond, an excellent opportunity for them to continue to cultivate this culture in the Northeast, and now you're getting results. The fans appreciate it. One of the more impressive supporters groups, the 19th Regiment, will beat the entire game long, always making their voices heard.
They have not seen a loss this season. The only loss for Hartford coming midweek against Indy 11. Game that they competed for right around the hour mark, and then it got away from them. 4-1 eventual loss at Lucas Oil Stadium. One of the first true venture forwards here for the visitors from Virginia. It's Jacob Green, the 17-year-old. Doesn't lack an ambition. The player who's committed to the University of Maryland, one of the academy players in the DC United system.
They're loaded for sure. Sasha Surowski sitting at home, quite happy with his outside back commit. Adam Lindegaard, the back line, committed to Clemson. You struggle with chemistry a little bit when you get into some of the 2 and affiliation teams. So many players in and out. You have had that luxury if you're the likes of Red Bull 2, Philadelphia Union 2, where you don't have so many players coming and going. Difference for Loudoun United, they haven't played a lot of games. Simple as that. Only their 3rd game overall and 2nd game back. Last time, of course, that they did step onto the pitch was that July 20th matchup. In between, Hartford Athletic put 2. The victory against Philadelphia Union 2, and then, as we've alluded to a couple times, the 4-1 loss to Indy 11. That still stings a little bit.
At this point, the last time these 2 teams met, Hartford had a lead. The goal came from Kevin Paulitz off a corner kick. Better start so far for the visitors. Neatly worked. They fly down the far side. That's into the path of Dixon, off his line. To claim is Colin Miller.
It's an area I'd really like to keep an eye on there, John, as good little check back in with Alex Dixon on the overlapping ball up over the top. But Ever Guzman, very technical, great with his back to goal. And once he drops down into the pocket, right around center midfield, good little ball into him, and then you go. Alex Dixon has been occupying a lot of that space in their opening matches. And Jaidi, you know, he admitted that they need a bit more of balance there, a give and take, and not just the 2 of them running downhill.
Hartford Athletic would like to extend a thank you to our title partner, Trinity Health of New England. And a special thank you to all of the healthcare workers, first responders, cleaning staff, and everyone who's worked so tirelessly and selflessly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Barrera bombarding forward. Oh, he slipped through. Guzman, chance here, and Hartford hurries to the front. In the 8th minute, Ever Guzman strikes.
He's 2nd for assists in the USL Championship for a reason, John. This is exactly why. We've seen the weighted balls before, but you cannot understate his ability to do it in traffic and also to get this going in open space. Watch him collect in midfield, starts to go the other way, outside of the foot. Perfect amount of pace on the ball. Just a little bit of English to pull it away from Adam Lindegaard. And then Guzman just said, it's great when you drop back in. Dixon can play off. This time, a little switcheroo. He gets out in space and just tucks it into that bottom corner.
And Guzman is living up to his signing, was signed from San Antonio FC, where he leaves as the all-time leading scorer for that club. And now contributing early here in this first half over Loudoun United. And for the 2nd time in 2 weeks, the visitors find themselves down on the road, and they could find themselves down by more. But emergency clearance from Adam Lundegaard. Third-minute goal in the last meeting. 7th-minute goal in this meeting.
It's just so difficult to battle back into these matches, and you're on the road. Travel, given the circumstances everybody has to deal with because of the pandemic, much more difficult for these teams with isolation and constant testing. And now, inside 10 minutes, you concede again. Plenty of time, of course, to work back into it. But it does start to shatter the confidence of some of these young players.
It's been all Hartford since the opening whistle. Dixon running on, Miller off his line. Dixon is down, penalty! And a chance for a second within 10 minutes. Colin Miller committed. Dixon fell to the turf. Ryan Miller can only grimace at the start of his club's match. Here's a look, Devin.
My key question, first off, is he offside? Look at the lean. There's a good look at Douay on the backside, trying to adjust his line. The problem is he's well in front of Lundegaard and Shane Wheat, and as he steps in behind, now you have two issues. Guzman and Alex Dixon. Dixon just drops the hammer. See him catch another level. RPMs go real high, gets out in space. Colin Miller can't get to it. Referee points to the spot.
And it is Guzman to take the penalty for his second tonight. Save made! Sprawling stop by Miller. And how did Loudoun need that save? He has made amends for his own mistake. He committed the penalty and he parried it away. Hartford reloads. Dixon has been a chronic presence in this attacking third. Laura's hopeful service towards Barrera. Dixon in the area. And peeling away is Lundegaard. It is a suffocating display from Hartford. And again, finding space on the far channel, but this time the flag is raised on Guzman.
Let's check out Colin Miller. Guzman, quick little stutter. Stays on his line. This is just a great save. Watch him, overextension. That's the full 6'3" frame on full display for all you kids at home. That's how you save a penalty. Bottom corner, really well taken, to be fair. Just had his number.
Amo attempting to navigate through. Loudoun with a rare spell of possession. Down is Ku Di Pietro. Unimpressed is the referee, Jeremy Shear. Well, special thank you to our founding partners at the Hartford for their continued support of Hartford Athletic. The Hartford is helping Hartford Athletic and the CIAC recognize high school teams representing excellence and teamwork on and off the field as part of the new High School Team of the Week program. Congratulations to this week's winners: Staples High School Wrestling, Shelton High School Robotics, Simsbury High School Girls Hockey, and Hall High School Boys Soccer.
Robotics, huh? Wow. I don't think I made it that far in school.
Are there positions in team robotics?
That's right. Wood shop. You know, I was more of a wood shop kind of guy. Home ec. Did well with laundry and baking.
Not a man for the wires.
Yeah, you know,
programming.
There's two things as a homeowner I don't mess with: plumbing and electricity, and that ties into robotics. So
here comes Hartford relentlessly forward. It's sent in towards Barrera. Cleared away, but Barrera a second chance and a flat-footed save from Colin Miller.
talked about them creating in the final third and finding a way to get Dixon, get Guzman, all these guys running at once. And this is your recipe for success. Overlapping run. Gabby Torres knows the trailing run by Danny Barrera, just laying and waiting right at the penalty mark. You've even got Harry Swartz on the back post as well. Loads of options to choose from. It's exactly what Jaidi wants from his boys.
Is that a goal-saving stop from Pivo Due? It may have snuck past Miller. A fizzing start for Hartford. Barrera. Laura. Continue to explore possibilities down the flanks. The foot race was Due. Due again.
One of the main issues they're running into right now is around the central circle we talked about for Danny Barrera, but on the side of the ball for Loudoun United, Michael Gamble, Garay, Elvis Mo just seem to be reading different books right now. Just watch the movement. Too much space for the likes of Jorgensen, Connor McGlynn to have these little touches, moving the ball left to right, getting the wing play involved as you just referenced, and then Danny Barrera just steps in behind. And you're allowing their number 10 main playmaker to pretty much dictate the entire tempo of the match right now, all by the fact that you're not getting enough pressure coming off the back line. There's a good look. First little step, rewarded for your efforts. You don't have to press the entire time, but some of this is just too lackadaisical. Watch all the space opening up for Hartford Athletic coming out of the back. That's where Farron, Gamble, Kaira, Mustafa just, come on boys, let's go. Quick little press, then pull off again.
Loudoun United trying to settle. Turning is Garay. A Mo from a central area. Recruiting Jacob Green forward. Farther ahead, Mustafa. Could not control it in his Loudoun United debut. Mustafa, 12 in white from Niger. Not to be confused with Nigeria. Different country in Africa, landlocked country. Just 19 years old, but did play in a U17 World Cup. Played 2 matches in that World Cup. The opponents, Brazil and Spain.
African Cup of Nations as well. U17, 20, and 23s at just 19 years of age. Quality talent.
Oh, Guzman's in behind. It can be 2. It is 2. What a clever finish. And Hartford tightens its blue and green grasp on this match in the 18th minute.
Just a massive disconnect right now for this shape of Loudoun United. The C's opening up midfield all the way through the back 4. And any space that you could ask for has been more than easily accessible. Guess who? Seen this before. Danny Barrera once again. Ever Guzman running in through. Second of the night for Barrera in terms of assists. Second for Guzman. Could have been 3. Of course, the missed penalty, but they are going to be more than happy with this cushion inside 20 minutes.
And Guzman now on the hunt for a hat trick. A long way to go in this match. Loudoun completely unglued. And Hartford flying from the opening whistle of Jeremy Shear. He must now get involved in a confrontation. And what is it from Hartford right now? It seems every other minute or so a player in behind the defense.
There is a bit of unfamiliarity for the likes of Elvis Mo, who has been centrally located next to Jeremy Garay. And we've addressed it a little bit as there's another switch here. Gamble has started to move up. And just too much space right down the middle of the park. That's where you're having so much success. The one player that you don't want on the ball distributing is Danny Barrera. All the opportunities coming right through the Colombian, centrally located in the midfield. And if you just watch the buildup, it's a great job. Two holding midfielders, Connor McGlynn wearing 28, Mass Jorgensen the 8 for Hartford Athletic. Little checks in. You're getting Alex Dixon over Guzman, right on cue, by the way. Dropping in, getting the little touches off, and then they go the other way. The back line steps with the two boys up top, create space in behind, and then the back four aren't on the same page. So even when Lundegaard and Wheat are holding the right line, Pipo Due has dropped back and held somebody else on, or vice versa. So you're just continuously spinning your wheels, allows Hartford Athletic to pretty much do anything that they'd like.
Now minding the attacking third. Di Pietro laying it across, and a chance off the post from Farron, and a hefty slide and a penalty. For the second time this match, Jeremy Shear points to the penalty spot, indicating a handled ball by Silva, and Loudoun a lifeline in this match.
There's intent on the challenge anyway. Mateo Silva comes full front with both feet flying all the way back over. This is better ball movement. Little kiss of the post. I'll tell you what, whether it's a handball or not, even just the intent of the two-footed tackle, reckless challenge on the side. Referee could have pointed the spot on that one. Regardless, since it comes off the hand, this is the momentum that you're looking for to get back into the match, John.
Elvis Amo standing over, 12 yards away. Orfe Mandanda. It's Amo, and Hartford's lead halved. The Ghanaian converts, and Loudoun United back in this match.
Just a little glimmer, pokes its head out. Lady Luck coming from the near post. Quality strike. An even better build-up. The first that we've really seen out of the visitors. You get a gift. Soccer gods help you out a little bit. Mandanda cannot get in, and this is one where I would like to see better from the goalkeeper. Why do I say that? Amo goes the same way every single time. Before he hits it, had a little fun with the production crew. I said to his right, every single time, puts it in the same spot. Got to do your homework.
Loudoun United yet to score from the run of play this season. Both goals coming off a penalty kick from Amo.
Watch the next 5 minutes here. How spirited can Ryan Martin get his squad? Not a good start whatsoever, but you've been given, by the grace of good fortune, an opportunity to claw back into this. They've given you these tiny spurts where a little pressure up top, turnover, okay, they can knock it around a little bit. Just gain a little confidence every time you move forward, and when you do turn it over, don't immediately retreat. You can play a higher line than what you're giving right now, because the moment that you've backed off, you've given Athletic all the opportunity in the world to start to run at you.
Also from Mustafa. Keep Loudoun United in business. This advance, neat combination work into the penalty area. Mandanda down. Barrera sending Hartford down the other way. The interception from Due. There is the goal scorer, Elvis Amo. 2 penalties this season, 2 goals. Both against Hartford. As Loudoun United still searching for its first goal from the run of play this season. Still searching for their first win of this campaign. It's Di Pietro who's down. He 18-year-old. His first start of the season.
John, as you get a little break here and some direction coming from Ryan Martin, what he wants out of them is what you just saw about 30 seconds ago. We talked about the quick little press. Watch the pressure. This is the ball that goes all the way down in the corner off of 50-50. Nice chase by Al-Mustafa on the outside. And now they go, look at all the white jerseys. Now you have the opportunity to build properly. Quick little triangular play. No, they don't get a goal out of it. But that is some of the positive play that we're asking from. And all it comes from is one little challenge on the far side of the field, not allowing Hartford Athletic to immediately play out of the back.
What you did also see in that replay was Cudi Pietro laboring as he was involved in that maneuver. Tripoding several times, trying to gather his breath, and just the images we have perhaps indicating of a groin issue. Is back out onto the pitch. Well, Hartford Athletic is thrilled to have the Tavern downtown and Republic Gastropub as restaurant partners. Be sure to visit their websites for more information on dining and takeout to support our local restaurants.
They have been nursing Cudi Pietro back from injury. In their previous matchup, Ryan Martin told us that they only expected him to get 15 or 20 minutes right on cue. Brought him in at halftime, dropped him out in the 62nd minute. So there's, by my addition, which is not always great, 17 minutes. Hopefully I got that one right. Check my math, John.
You said you weren't good for the robotics team.
Yeah.
Don't know if you made the math squad either. Here's Barrera with room to fire. Held by Lundegaard. Muscular defending from Silva. Another Loudoun United player down. Man who took the brunt of the shot from Barrera. Been there, Devin, in the line of fire.
Done that, got the t-shirt.
Got the welt too.
That's why I walk the way I do nowadays.
Also leads to the hydration break. Much needed. Apologies, it is not the official hydration break. The players taking the opportunity and the supporters as well. It is Lundegaard who's down. Lundegaard has played every single minute of this season. Up and moving is the 16-year-old. Had a good time talking to Radi Jaidi, Tunisian 44-year-old coach for Hartford Athletic. Was quite a player, Devin.
Monstrous.
Scored in the 2006 World Cup for his native Tunisia in Saudi Arabia. And then found his way to Southampton as the U23 coach there and has changed the culture on the pitch and in training of this club.
You can see, or I should say, if you've never seen Southampton, you can see mirror images of what they're trying to do there here at Hartford Athletic. They were quite taken, the front office brass, by their organization and culture that has been created over there on a trip, which led to the hiring of Radi Jaidi, and he's brought his principals over, a similar playing style. Likes to take from some of the managers that he's had the opportunity to play under throughout his personal career, and sort of usher in a new area with his own influences and package this a bit differently.
Oh, this falls right in front, and Silva getting a foot in to deny Farron. Cudi Pietro weaving through. Could not clear Paulitz. Forwarded by Guzman, who, if he scores at any other point in this match, would have the first hat trick in Hartford Athletic history. Has never been done before. Dixon spills down.
Just a quality penalty save by Colin Miller away from that one.
You're right. The second one was the easiest. Could not convert, but made good several minutes later. Now I want to go back to Roddy Jaidi, the coach for Hartford, as we talk about them coming out of their chrysalis after the first season. It's hard work. 6-hour training sessions in the preseason. Go out, train in the heat, grind, watch film. I mean, he truly, when he talks about his team, he says, you've got to put in the time if you want to compete and play for this team.
6 hours. I would have asked for a transfer after day one. I'm out of here. I'm not running that much. It's a testament to what they're trying to continue to build, though, right? First year, a bit more experimental. You and I were discussing off air coming into the match, and you said, you know, what do you think went wrong? Chips were stacked against them from day one. You start 8 on the road, and being away from home is one thing. At that point in time, you did not have Dillon Stadium. That's when they were still at the Ren, Pratt and Whitney. And then you start away against the likes Nashville, Red Bull 2, Louisville City, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, a relative who's who of the Eastern Conference. Doomsday from the beginning. They did gain some momentum, the belief that this can turn itself around. And that belief has become much more ever present, not just with their results, but more importantly, the man who's leading from the front, Roddy Jaidi. There is a swag of confidence about him that is contagious. Front office staff, players, every single one of them have bought into it, myself included. I mean, you listen to him talk and you go, okay, I can see what you're trying to do here.
Loudoun minding the attacking third. Oh, how cleverly done that is, but the flag is up, as Farron had crossed the line.
Mustafa plays a sweet little ball here all the way back across. Drops this shoulder a bit too early, as recognized by Mateus Silva, seasoned Brazilian who knows where the threat is coming from, and instead of trying to counteract it with his body, or just goes the other direction with his positioning. Quick little step up, offside position, we go the other way.
The visitors have grown into this game. Completely overwhelmed from the opening whistle. They have now settled. Beginning to bare their teeth as well. Guzman on the prowl for that hat trick. Opportunities have dried up here in the last couple minutes. He looked on the verge of completing it by maybe the 20th minute with the way this game started. Now Loudoun, a chance to equalize. Mustafa. Bright and purposeful in his debut. Mo got the feet wrong. Green. No nonsense from McGlynn. Swirling clearance as far as Pibo Due. Told the injury to Lundegaard did initiate the water break at an unconventional point in the first half, so they remained efficient. We will be clear of any breaks to the finish here of this first half. McGlynn, signed from an open tryout, has played every minute this season. Barrera, Dixon's turn. Jorgensen, he can hit him from here. Still honing his sights this season.
It doesn't matter, dead ball situation or out in traffic. He's more than willing to have a go from distance. Jorgensen is able to get the second goal in the game against Philadelphia Union 2. A few matches back. Seems like every single time he hits it, it's 25, 30 yards out. Human highlight reel.
Mustafa on the run, isolating Silva. Amo. Garay. Due moving forward. And a hand up in apology. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our Community Champion program. Children from underserved communities through Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. .25% capacity this evening at Dillon Stadium in a hefty collision between Harry Schwartz and Thibaut Due. Due has left the scene. Schwartz feeling the brunt of it after playing a full 90 on turf midweek against Indy 11.
Kid's the ever-ready bunny, though. He just some kind of engine under Harry Schwartz, who has really found a home on this outside wing for Roddy Jaidi. Jimmy Nielsen using him in a multitude of spots last year. Put him up top, back line. Pushed him into the middle every now and then. But with his pace, low center of gravity, and willingness to run at the opposing back lines, he is most suited in his current position. It gives him the opportunity to help out defensively, which he's capable of, but he's not isolated in those one-on-one man-marking situations. You give a little help to your compatriot Alex Lara behind you tonight. Of course, Sam Strong a few nights ago. And when called upon, Daniel Barrera can slide you in. You get to go have fun in the offensive third.
Loudoun United on the run. Farron driving right at the defense. Farron. Two sliding Hartford Athletic players somehow earning the goal kick out of it. And a promising attack dissolves.
Much better distribution coming out of the middle here from Loudoun United. Elvis Amo finally getting his bearings straight. So accustomed to playing all by himself up top, and when they drop him down into the middle, you just got to survey your surroundings a bit differently. And okay, where are my passing lanes coming from? Massimo Farron finding a bit more real estate to work with as he's moved himself inside just a little bit. Thibaut Due feeling adventurous on the left side. So now you have a bit of a 1-2 punch over there on the left. Didn't have that in the opening 20 minutes as the high line of Hartford Athletic really kept that at bay.
It's a neat constellation of passes for Hartford to find space with Schwartz. Followed by Due. Barrera, room to pivot. Torres. Read by Amo. Once more, Mustafa sets sail. Tidy defending by McGlynn.
Still having an issue in midfield for Loudoun United defensively, where Elvis Amo and Jeremy Garay just don't have the proper depth. You can see some fluidity starting to come when they turn the direction and run at Athletic. The problem is they have to go the other way. There's just no top to the triangle. Kudu Pietro dropping in Michael Gamble. The rotation up top seems to be a type of musical chairs at this point in time. And there's a good look right now, 20 yards, and now you go.
It's Guzman in a spot of deep isolation. The midfield arriving for the harvest. Barrera with Schwartz to his right. Schwartz trying to find a sliver of space. And a shaft of light on the near post, and Colin Miller nearly bundled it in. Nervy goalkeeping from Miller.
The best part on this, John, is he's trying to play this ball back across. He's not trying to strike it. Colin Miller cheating to the back post. Gets real lucky that he's not picked off here.
The stoppage will lead to a dead ball that will be donated back to Loudoun United. Devin, roughly 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this half. If you're Hartford Athletic, is it lock it down, make sure you get a lead into the locker room, or you out for blood?
Yeah, you got to keep going here. You've allowed Loudoun United back into this match, and they're really starting to build better. Not great, but all the positive play that we saw, and here it comes just like this.
Dixon has found a fissure in the back line, squares it back across, and nearly the first hat trick in club history. Not getting the contact he craved was Guzman.
It's the quick transitional play that they were best at, John, and whether that came from the tiny little touches in midfield, moving through Danny Barrera, or looking for Gabby Torres and Harry Schwartz outside. Everybody that has been involved in these goals, Barrera, Guzman, and Alex Dixon, all three of them are really pushing at a nice pace right now. And that is just a sliver away from the third one for Athletic and for Guzman.
Hartford Athletic fans, be sure to vote for your Cigna Man of the Match on Twitter using hashtag Cigna, MOTM. We've got an early candidate for the Man of the Match.
Yeah. Hopefully that missed pen doesn't come back to haunt him.
He could have 4 by now. Easily. If you like a dark horse candidate, perhaps a vote for Danny Barrera.
Just look at the space that they're allowing them to play with, though. Connor McGlynn, Mance Jorgensen. Even if they don't get it, when they step in, they're pulling runners with them. And if you keep an eye as we start to veer to the right, watch the referee. Look at all the space around Mance Jorgensen right now. One little ball, he can turn 15 yards, and you can do anything that you want.
Dixon, room to roam. Distribution let him down. Intrepid work from Schwartz. Thunderous challenge at midfield. Flying through is Farron off the heel of Silva. It's Farron again. Turned away, but spilled by Mandanda. Harry Schwartz there to collect the debris. Full-blooded challenge from Amo, forcing his manager Ryan Martin to skirt out of the way. And I think Schwartz may have collided with part of the seating here on this near side. Here's a look at the chance for Farron, though.
Just coming off Mateus Silva, one of the most difficult things as a goalkeeper, John, is even though he's gotten some pressure, hasn't really been called upon a bunch, has he? There's been some things in traffic. Of course, there's the penalty that Loudoun United was able to convert via Elvis Amo. Long ones from distance keep you on your toes. Mandanda showed us that multiple times in the 1-0 win against New York Red Bull 2. And he's been one of the more consistent pieces for them. His assist, by the way, against Red Bull 2. And shades of Allison and Mo Salah, English Premier League in Liverpool. Nice little half volley, quality with the ball at his feet. And he's not afraid to get involved in the distribution game. It's a nice little comfort if you're one of the center backs. You always have that ace in the hole, if need be.
Play originally from Democratic Republic of Congo, on loan from a club top division of Belgium. Mandanda, he'd only been to the United States once before signing with Hartford. Enjoying his time, said he likes the Chick-fil-A.
Touché.
although he is working on this Sunday. Taken away, jumping the passing lane, Gabby Torres. Numbers flooding forward. Guzman, Torres overlapping. Handed away by Wheats. Gamble. And Jeremy Shear wanted to gather control of this match. Did not like the velocity of the challenge. The first caution distributed.
Just overall intent here on this one, John. We alluded to it a little bit on the pen, but you don't have to make contact for there to be a foul or be a card. It's a topic of hot debate.
It is Alex Lara.
A few months back of if you come flying into a challenge and don't make contact, it's kind of like the tree in the woods type thing. You 100% should be disciplined, and great job by the crew there.
Fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 5 added minutes in this first half. Stoppage time presented by Brignall Vineyards. Mustafa. Well, it's deflected and nearly turned in. Heart in the hands moment for Silva. It does lead to a Loudoun United corner kick.
Elvis Samo, little 40-yard ball all the way across the pitch. See if they can continue to stoke that fire with him in the midfield. Doing much better of understanding what his role is next to the young Jamie Garay. He's also going to be one of your key focal points to try and pick out right now. Nice tall frame that you can go after. A little loftiness to the back post, run off him. Go direct as well.
Perhaps a routine scripted on the training ground. Sent back into a good area by Mustafa. Retrieved by Wheats. Garay. Hoisted in. Back post, Douay. Appealing, saying that went off a hand. Instead, the whistle comes for Douay having ventured offside. Douay, the captain, was actually a DC Academy player back in high school from the Montgomery County area of Maryland. One of 20 players on this Loudoun United roster from the quote, DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Club that is building from the rich pipeline of soccer talent in that area.
Brings a whole new meaning to the word homegrown, huh?
Sure does. It was Douay. Took a sabbatical from the area to play his soccer. Last played for North Carolina FC. Swartz. Expanded to the back line. Paulitz. Lara. He's navigated around the midfield, put into a good area. Guzman battling. DiPietro. Hacked at by Jorgensen. Farron. Amo. The diagonal connecting with Green. Proper defending by Torres. There is space to fly into, and it's Swartz. The run coming from Guzman. Now it's Barrera. Corner kick to Hartford.
Mismarks all over the pitch. Douay covering for Lundegaard, who's out of position. Shane Wheat has to slide over. And then you have this massive gap at that outside back position that just allows Harry Swartz to step up into the space and run at him.
Chance for Hartford to expand its lead. Two-fisted clearance from Colin Miller. outbreak begins at the feet of Coup Di Pietro, and it dies at the feet of Alex Lara. Fans don't miss Hartford Athletics' next match as they head on the road to take on Philadelphia Union 2 on Sunday, August 9th. Tune in on WCTX MyTV9 at 7:30. For tickets to upcoming home matches, go to hartfordathletic.com/tickets. Also, don't forget to download the official Hartford Athletic mobile app available for Apple and Android phones. It's the one stop for all things Hartford Athletic and the easiest way to manage your tickets. Go to hartfordathletic.com/app. Hartford would also like to thank their Business Alliance members. Learn more about the program and more than 25 businesses involved. Go to hartfordathletic.com/business. Swartz, chance for the final say in this half. And that'll do it. Hartford Athletic scored the first 2 goals of this match, both of them coming from Ever Guzman. And then the lead halved off the penalty from Elvis Amo. Ondanda rarely called into action, did have to make just a few saves, but there is the headliner of this half, Devin.
And quick fire options and the likes of Alex Dixon and Ever Guzman up top have proved quite problematic for the youngsters from Loudoun United. Their ability to go in transition is rivaling some of the best in the USL Championship right now from Hartford Athletic. Jaidi will be happy. The goal conceded, it's a difficult one. Ryan Martin's squad going into this, they're going to feel much better about some of the momentum they've gained once they reach the second 45 minutes. Few changes, little pep talk at halftime. They'll be right back into it. Within striking distance, Loudoun United, Hartford Athletic out in front 2-1.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
We don't just protect things, we help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Dillon Stadium. Hartford Athletic and Loudoun United doing battle, but I'll tell you what, the war started yesterday. There was a lot going on within the USL Championship, East and West, having some fun. Let's start with Sporting Kansas City 2 at Indy. The youngsters come out on top. First Louisville City, now Indy 11 going down. First loss at home for Indy 11 since 2018. That's the youngster Danny Barbier. Teammates with Christian Pulisic, by the way, back in the 2015 U17 World Cup in Chile. Shown a bit of love on social media. Nice to see the boys from Sporting Kansas City 2 working their way up the table in Group E. Long way to go. Turn the page. Philadelphia Union 2 at Pittsburgh Riverhounds. This was never really a match, unfortunately. 4-0 for the Riverhounds. 6-0 last time they met. Steven Dos Santos gets 2, but the 2 that mattered the most, Bernardo Forbes, he gets 2 assists. No big deal, right? Well, it is a big deal. puts him at 38 all-time. That makes him the USL Championship record holder. King Kenny doing some beautiful work. And speaking of beautiful, how about Troy Lessane's team? This team is getting better every single time they step on the pitch. Playing a 3-back, playing a 4-back, playing a 5. Put 9 players behind the ball. I do not care because you got Chris Wehan. 4 goals in 4 games. They get another win. They continue on. Assist record a few years ago. He's going for the Golden Boot now. How about Tim Howard? Much more consistent for Tim Mulqueen's boys. It wasn't the prettiest of games, but their netminder was there. They get their first win of the season. Again, a long road for Group G if you want to finish in the top 2 and get in a playoff position. Phoenix Rising, Western Conference, 3 goals. Yeah, we've read this story before. Solomon Asante, Rufat Dadashov, Junior Flemings all get on the score sheet. This was actually a really impressive game. Loved what I saw out of El Paso Locomotive. Have to find a way to create a bit more in the final third. The dynamicness was lacking. Phoenix wasn't. They get 3 points. They get closer to the top of their group. Marlon, 26th minute. Castellanos, 71st minute. Ariel Martinez, 74th minute. This game spanned about 7 hours over 2 days and a boatload of rain. It's still raining in Edinburgh, Texas, but it's raining points for FC Tulsa. Their first victory. They now have an opportunity to continue on with some positive confidence. We'll continue halftime just around the corner.
A critical player development strategy within the USL Academy League model is player promotion through each player registration status. Through this process, top young talent will continually be challenged by playing up with older players, and the best players will eventually integrate into the USL senior team environment. Player promotion begins through the talent identification process, where top U15 through U19 players from the youth network will be evaluated under the philosophy that if you're good enough, you're old enough. Once a player excels in the USL Academy League, they will be given the opportunity to integrate into a senior team environment. As they assimilate and meet senior team standards, USL Championship and League One clubs will be able to offer the most talented players professional or amateur contracts with their senior team. This mechanism is especially key, as it provides the players ready to go pro with a direct path to do so. Clubs in League 2 will use their senior team to provide their top young talents experience with college-age players during the summer. Players signing amateur contracts at any of these levels are provided the chance to experience the senior team level of play at a young age, while still maintaining their college eligibility. By pushing more top young players across the US into professional environments, the USL will play a key role in improving the overall level of the elite American player, ultimately helping us reach, if not exceed, our potential as a soccer nation at the international level. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
25% capacity tonight at Dillon Stadium as Hartford Athletic leading 2-1 over Loudoun United. John Freeman joined by Devin Kerr. Ever Guzman has 2 goals for Hartford, and then one of them canceled out by Elvis Amo's penalty. Let's take a look around the league in the USL Championship, Devin.
Love it. Sporting Kansas City 2, Louisville City, now Indy 11. John Hackworth and Martin Rennie are going to be upset, but I'll tell you what, the boys in blue came to play. Do not sleep on that team. They could be a dark horse in Group B. Birmingham Legion doing wondrous things within the community. We've seen it from so many clubs around the USL Championship. Hats off to everybody trying to make a positive effort within their respective region around the United States. And John, you were part of that. FC Tulsa, RGB, 37-hour marathon of a match that 90 minutes, 900 minutes, who knows at this point in time,
Got a guess of the time in which that game ended, Eastern time? 3:30 in the morning.
Oh boy.
Tulsa.
Oh boy.
FC Tulsa gets the first win of the new era. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings that pertain to these two teams. It's Group F, 5-team group, top 2 make the playoffs.
We mentioned before that coming into the match that New York Red Bull 2 did not play this weekend because they were off. River Hounds, they get the opportunity. They down Philadelphia Union 2, and of course Athletic and Loudoun doing battle. If you're Hartford Athletic, and I've talked to a lot of their fans, they want to know if they're for real. Well, they didn't pass the first sets against Indy 11. What you do have to do is remain relevant. You win the games against Loudoun. You beat teams like Philadelphia Union 2, so that when Red Bull 2 and Pittsburgh come back to town, you have an opportunity to knock them off the perch and stay in one of those top 2 spots. Remember, 16 games in this condensed season, only the top 2 go through to the knockout rounds.
It would be a catastrophic defeat for Loudoun United as well if this score holds. Loudoun United with just 1 point this season. A win in Hartford is topping the group. They've got 45 more minutes to secure 3 points tonight in front of their supporters at Dillon Stadium. Stats and highlights next.
Ready to get that just worked out feeling? Planet Fitness is open and cleaner than ever. At some places, this is a power clean. But at Planet Fitness, this is a power clean. At some places, this is your workout space. But at Planet Fitness, you'll have all the space with extra room between machines. So while other places might consider this a warm welcome, we're ready to welcome you with one of these. Now open. Come in today.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, Bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
Those supporters hoping that their team collects their 4th win of the season. Right now, Hartford Athletic well on its way. 2-1 leading at halftime over Loudoun United. John Freeman and Devin Kerr with you. The only game this Sunday in the USL Championship. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's unfolded in the first 45 minutes. This highlight package may take a while because it was an eventful first half. And it starts with Guzman scoring in the first couple minutes of this match. And that wouldn't be the last time we heard from him.
7 minutes in, and I'm not going to take anything away from the finish because there's a lot of work to do here. But watch this ball by Danny Barrera. Outside of the left foot, doing all the work. Forever Guzman up top, just got to run onto it, stick it in the bottom corner. Let's go again. Alex Dixon gets out behind that back line. You're going to hear that a lot in these highlights because there was some explosivity on full display by Hartford Athletic. Guzman up bottom corner, right? Nope. Phenomenal save by Colin Miller. Stays on his line, full extension, gets to that bottom corner. Sometimes the keeper's just better. Exactly what happens. But when Hartford Athletic were at their best, John, this is where they did it. Little balls through the middle, and then you go. The up-tempo, working from the inside out and outside in, was exactly where they were so good exploding into the final third. And watch them move in. There's Dixon dropping back in. You go the other way. You start running downhill. Danny Barrera once again. This is something that we have not talked about. Second assist on the night. Why is it so implemental? We talked about Canardo Forbes and how he was assist leader. Danny Barrera becomes the 4th man all-time in USL Championship to not at least 30. He sits 4th on the list. We'll give you the rest later. Loudoun United, they battle back in, right? Start to find a little bit of combination play. Near post, not the friend, but this scary challenge. Full extension. They called it off his hand, interestingly enough. I'm pointing to the spot either way. Elvis Samo, thanks for coming. Mandanda can do nothing but watch as he pokes it in the bottom corner. Watch some tape, do some homework. You'll know exactly where he's going, my friend. I think they grew into this match, right, John? They started to get better?
I mean, you look at Loudoun, they got blitzed right out of the start, and then Here they are forcing another save from Mandanda. And just when you think this Loudoun United team, young, on the road again, might be out of this match, they come back bearing their fangs. The stats heavily skewed towards Hartford, but don't discount Loudoun's performance.
No, and to be honest, this was a tendency that they had last year, but they flipped it at the end of the season. Hopefully they did the same thing at the end of the first half. Ryan Martin's team was one of the hottest in USL Championship in 2019. They just missed out on the playoffs, but they have so much talent and they stick to the big guns. They do not falter from their game plan, so even when they become rattled, they are not knocked to the side. They're more than willing to battle back.
Teams back out onto the pitch. Sun setting in Connecticut. And Loudoun United making a substitution. Timothy Mell in, 24-year-old American. He last played for the Chattanooga Red Wolves in League One. Grew up in California, played college soccer at Indiana. Probably admires the kits for Loudoun United, very similar to his college team. And it is Mel who will replace Lundegaard, who was laboring in that first half, the center back, having his night closed by his manager, Ryan Martin.
Watch a little pinch on that back line now as Shane Wheat slide over next to Douay. Timmy Mel, will become much more familiar with the relationship with Jacob Green, as you already talked about his time at Indiana. Jack Mayer was his partner back then.
All right, Devin, put yourself in the shoes of Radi Jaidi, playing a young team with plenty of venom in Loudoun United. You're leading 2-1. You've got a goal scorer already with 2 goals. What is your mentality here in this second half, knowing just how important 3 points would be tonight?
Tempo, tempo, tempo. Opening 10, 15 minutes, run at them, make them pay. Put this game away as quickly as you allowed them to get back into it. When they did what they came out to do at the start of the match, the quick transitions, you got the wings involved, and find a way to get your playmaker, Danny Barrera, on the ball. They were fantastic. The minute that they started to sit back, Loudoun United felt much more comfortable on the ball, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. This team is too technical and possess the ability with quick strike options when they want to. Continue to apply that pressure.
Hartford looking for its 5th straight win if you stretch back to last season. At home, that is. Here at Dillon Stadium. Becoming a fortress on the banks of the Connecticut River.
Lock it in! Lock it in!
Historic Dillon Stadium. That went under renovations. Retrofitted for soccer. Opened in 2019 for Hartford Athletic, but first opened to the community in 1935. The Rolling Stones played in this building in 1966. That concert ended with a near riot, apparently.
Oof.
There's a hefty challenge. And announcing his introduction into the game, Timothy Mell.
The good news is that was before our time, right? I mean, we're older than these kids, but we're not that old. We're not dinosaurs just yet. If he hits this, forget it.
Jorgensen.
I mean, this is out there, but come on.
We have yet to discover his limits. It's taken quickly, but the whistle had not been blown by Jeremy Shear. So the plan foiled. I'll have to pull out another blueprint. The center backs have gone forward, indicating they're expecting service. It's Jorgensen standing over. Drove it into an overpopulated area.
Next chance I'm in the Northeast to attend their training. I'm just going to go to training for Hartford Athletic and say, Roddy, I need Mats for about 20 minutes. I'm just going to stand in the parking lot and see if he can pick me out. Give him 50, 60 yards of room to work with. Set up a wall. Let him go to work, and I'll shack balls for him.
Talking of Mads Jorgensen. See him 8, right in the right corner of your screen, a player who was found in the 4th tier of Norway. Interesting, he's got an hourglass tattooed on his arm with a soccer ball in it. He's done that to remind himself just how little time you have as a professional and take advantage of it. Known as one of the hardest training players on the team. The Dane now forced to retreat. Attempt to roadblock this Loudoun attack. Mustafa, crucial defending from Silva. Barrera in front of his displeased manager, Hadi Jaidi. Doesn't like his team playing backwards. Flag is raised on Dixon. He's been an invasive forward tonight.
A little perplexed by Danny Barrera pumping the brakes just for a second there. And Harry Swartz with an entire community ready to be developed on the far side, electing not to go that route. Just look at the turnovers again. The minute that they go the other way, they can pick it out.
The flag is raised again.
They're having trouble on this back line. No, communication, if you're going to play zone, in which they have been.
They play so high, Devin.
Yeah, and playing high is one thing, but you're almost just flirting with disaster every time you do, right? You have to make the adjustment at one point in time. The easy move here is dropping a midfielder down in front. You ask Jimmy Garay, it's not going to be a Mo because he's playing a higher line. Dropping him in and sitting in front of the two, almost allowing for a third type central back to help out. And Gray's capable of that. There's his positioning right now. The problem is as they move forward, it hasn't been the shape that they're supposed to collectively keep. So when they're turning it over, everybody's already out of position. So you're chasing your tail. Case in point.
Barrera. Swartz. Barrera once more. Taken away on the far wing. Mustafa. Punctual run to his right from Gamble. It's Mustafa carrying through. Nearly wove his way through the Hartford backline. Loudoun reloads. Cudi Pietro, knuckling drive well over the target of Mandanda.
How good is this tackle coming across? Dangerous leaving your feet, but at some point in time, you hit the panic button and you have to find a way. Mustafa was kind of the wild card, right? What can he do from that outside position? This has been much better, the way that they've inverted themselves. Gamble, Farron, Cudi Pietro, the relationship really starting to develop up top for Loudoun United.
It is some debut for Cairo Mustafa. They've smuggled it through to Dixon. Guzman wants the service. He will continue to want for a goal kick. Thank you to all of our Business Alliance members. To learn more about the program and more than 25 businesses involved in it, go to hartfordathletic.com/business. Mo, lone goal scorer for Loudoun United this season in this match. Gamble, slicing pass, Mustafa. Cudi Pietro had an idea. Clairvoyant defending from Jorgensen. Visitors could not find an avenue out of the compressed area.
Oh, this one's a little scary.
Dangling arm from Mel.
Timmy Mel. Everybody letting you know it, too.
You never want to do it right in front of the benches, right? No. Jorgensen able to turn. And here comes Silva. Too far for Barrera. Gray. Douay. The diagonal. Seeking out Mustafa. His feet tangled. Stays, though. The visitors from Virginia and pumped to safety. Loudoun will once again prod and pry away. See the hulking figure of Loudoun and Door set to check in.
I imagine that's got to be a look for Gamble or Kudu Pietro. We'll change up.
Late arriving whistle. Foul applied to the challenge from Elvis Amo. Hartford player who's down. Needing assistance as Amo is booked. Jeremy Sheard just feeling this game starting to slip away from his control.
Not a bad start in the second half for Loudoun United.
It is McGlynn who's the injured party for Hartford Athletic. Here's why. More clumsy than it was anything, Devin.
I mean, he gets the ball, gets the follow through. More importantly, what's the health and safety of the player right now? Put the referee's performance aside for a second. 11 and change in. Better from Garay and Amo in midfield. You can still see that disconnect up top though, right? And it will be Farron. That's an interesting little move. I thought he had done much better here in the second half. Of course, that's why Ryan Martin wears the hat, not me.
Loudoun Undoor, 19-year-old from Senegal. 5 goals, 1 assist in just 4 appearances last year for Loudoun United. After being signed in September, was spotted in the Czech Republic's 3rd division. And this is a devastating sight for Connor McGlynn. Player who's one of the great stories of this Hartford Athletic team, signed via an open tryout and then thrust right into the starting lineup, has played every single minute of this season, and that streak appears to be on the fringe and will be ended. As the stretcher out for McGlynn. And Roddy Jaidi will be forced to make a substitution. It is heartbreaking. The player with so much promise in his professional career. It started with no setbacks. It's often a jagged ascent in a young player's career. And he went flying to the top of the list of most important players on this team. And now Hartford must ponder a potential near future without him. And Nicky Downs will be forced into action. Also saw Tyreek Johnson about to check in for Hartford Athletic. As we near the hour mark. After a first half filled with fireworks. Rather stale start here to the second. Pietro. Oh, they've smuggled it through the on-rushing Undur. Just too far for the Senegalese striker. Loudoun is still in this match, Devin. Hartford looking for insurance. Both goalkeepers called into duty. Hartford Athletic 3-0 all-time against Loudoun United. Undur has gone down. It's limited the options in the area. Loudoun United has manufactured a corner kick out of this. With that stoppage, 2 substitutes for Hartford. The first one being Tyreek Johnson, on loan from Southampton. Less than 2 years removed from his English Premier League debut against Arsenal. Does have a goal this season. And also Nicky Downs, the Ivy Leaguer, graduated from Yale, a 3.8 GPA. Smart player to put in at the hour mark. Johnson does have a goal this season. It came against Loudoun United. It's a raised boot. It draws the whistle. Jeremy Shear. Devin, the substitutions. Nicky Downs only played 70 minutes this season, but Tyreek Johnson, explosive player, is raising eyebrows across this league. Johnson at the bottom of your screen, 88 in blue and green.
A bit more trouble now. Looks like they're going to allow Alex Dixon rotate all the way outside. He and Tyreek Johnson will share the workload from the exterior. Still relying on that man right there. Barrera, what a ball, another one.
Here is Johnson, he can fly. The touch is heavy, the angle is acute, and the save made by Miller. Now, this match getting more stretched. Poor pass, and Jorgensen there to inherit. Torres marauding through. Guzman. Barrera assessing his options. Turns his team backwards. Jorgensen. He is never shy. If he can see the paint on the post, he will go.
Just a bit outside. Jahidi asking for a bit more energy out of his boys right now. Interesting little shape developing with the look up top. Number Guzman pretty much running point right now as Danny Barrera and Tyreek Johnson starting to hold serve just underneath, and that's a different shape as Alex Dixon was almost going shoulder to shoulder at times. He's now out on the right. Gabby Torres still providing that balance over here on the left. The overall efficiency of play by Loudoun United much better here in the second half. Kairu Mustafa on the right has been quality. Would like to get that man going right there. Elvis Amo, for all the frustration this team had coming out of the gates, he's gotten a lot better as well. Problem is you're basically going from Amo out to either the right or up top. There's really no link-up play in the middle. That's where you want to enter in the likes of Michael Gamble, Dudu Pietro, we referenced before. It's one of the spots just hasn't exactly been firing on all cylinders for Ryan Martin's boys so far.
Mustafa involved in this confrontation that has sent Silva down. Just that little nudge right at the point of impact with the goalkeeper. Certainly not appreciated by defenders. And Mustafa getting a talking to from the referee.
Just wondering how long Ryan Martin waits to grab someone like Nelson Martinez to come out. Christian Sorto, quality talent, provide a spark to get this team going. Drop him right into that 10 spot and let him have a little fun. Get him out on that left wing. And
oh, what a clever first touch that is from Dixon. In front, it's Guzman. And now Jorgensen to Barrera! Loudoun United sliced apart again. And peeling away from the rubble is Barrera. A goal to add to his 2 assists. And the captain fires the cannon himself.
that's Jorgensen, usually the one deploying his efforts, going to goal, pace, power, but it's precision this time around, coming from your holding midfielder. Watch how coy this ball is. Little touch over the left shoulder. Everybody in the stadium, including myself, thinks that he is going to unleash. Instead, you find your playmaker, ever steady Danny Barrera. Bags 2 assists earlier, gets 30 all time, but he's gonna relish this one. His first in a Hartford Athletic jersey in 2020.
And this now equals the scoreline of when these 2 teams met less than 2 weeks ago. It was a Monday night. Devin, you were on the call on national television. Hartford buzzed away in that match, and they continue to deliver nightmares to this Loudoun United squad, who is growing weary of traveling to this stadium and conceding. Brandon Williamson will provide support for Loudoun United. The goal scorer, Elvis Amo, will see his night finish.
Would have liked to have seen these 2 paired together. Elvis Amo still finding his footing in that central location, much more accustomed to seeing him as the striker up top. I'm a big fan of Brandon Williamson. John Kerr Jr., head coach of Duke University, has done wondrous things with the talent in the ACC, and Brandon Williamson, another one of his disciples that is looking to make that leap to the professional level.
And it's such an adjustment for college players. Typically around this part of the season, in a normal season, which we all crave right now, you see college players starting to wilt because it's the longest season that they've played. The college season's so short. Now you look at college players and might have a little more fresh legs because they haven't entered that grind, that long preseason followed by months and months and months of a USL championship campaign.
In terms of development for the players at the collegiate level, that's got to be one of the most frustrating things about this season, John, because this was going to be the year. There was a vote in April scheduled to happen. Head coach of University of Maryland, Sasha Surofsky, spearheaded the entire project where they were going to elongate that collegiate season. you're actually going to play, I believe it was 2 less games, but break it up, stretch this out, and allow some of that attrition to start to fade away into darkness, right? Tactical sessions easier to come by and help these players mature both on and off the field. To your point, it does also give the guys that are already in the swing of things collegiately to maybe feel a bit more at home, right? Step right in and get back to that grind you referenced.
Never had to experience it myself.
It's not fun. Yeah, I can tell you that. From preseason until the end of your year, it's a full sprint the entire time. You are exhausted.
Jorgensen. Always cut open Loudoun. Down is Johnson. And unimpressed is the official Jeremy Shear. Hartford Athletic would like to recognize another founding partner in Cigna, presenting partner of the Every Save Matters program. Where for every save made by a Hartford Athletic goalkeeper, Cigna donates money to Team Impact, allowing children with debilitating injuries or diseases to join a club or professional team for the season. In 2019, Cigna donated $10,000 to Team Impact. Loudoun United a chance to make an impact on this Hartford lead. Set piece in a peculiar position. Is the angle too sharp for an attempt on target here, Devin? Surely not.
Definitely not. You've also got 2 men standing over the ball, keep you second guessing. Michael Gamble's gone out to the wing, so the short option's still there. And the question is Mondonda. Now you're getting a better look. 5 in the wall for him. Proper positioning by the goalkeeper. How much power, and more importantly, can you get it up and down that quick?
Undor. Never bothering Mondonda. Thank you to our partners who've donated their tickets back to the community to allow those who would otherwise not attend. I'd like to thank 4G Recycling, Citizens Bank, the Tavern Downtown, and BPS Lawyers. .25% capacity tonight. The many teams in the USL Championship spread around the country that has fans in the stands. We're so happy to have their soundtrack in our headsets. Adding their voices, their drums, their instruments, their critiques,
yeah,
to the match.
The games are coming fast and furious now, right? Felt like we sat back and twiddled all thumbs, aching to get back at it. Finally, opportunity to do it. Loudoun United still trying to find their rhythm to the resumption of play, and Hartford Athletic to be one of the darlings of the 2020 campaign so far. Already referenced the turnaround from coaches and players, and it's great that the culture is being built, but the fans, they want results, and you're getting them. 17 and change plus any stoppage time added on, but a 2-goal cushion should allow them to see this out, you would think. Those stranger things have happened.
Due maneuvered into an offside position. Hartford Athletic fans, be sure to vote for your Cigna Man of the Match on Twitter using hashtag CignaMOTM. That is a tough ballot, Devin. In the first half, Ever Guzman was the runaway candidate. He has since cooled here in this second after scoring 2 goals in the first half. Danny Barrera, 2 assists and a goal. I won't take your vote because I don't want you to sway it too much, knowing your clout. How about next goal before Hartford gets the vote?
Right, there you go.
You have a feeling there might be more left for Barrera or Guzman.
I have a feeling Ryan Martin was tuned into the broadcast right now. He'd have something to say to us about where the next goal's coming from. Hopefully this is just cramping by Alex Dixon. Up and down in 2019 with, you don't want to call it an injury-plagued season, as he was always there for the team selection for Jimmy Nielsen, but he was banged up for most of the year. Concussion issues, shoulder injury. Nice to see him back and healthy.
Barrera to provide the service. Center back showing interest. It's lofted in, Silva lurking.
Oh, they got room here. Look at the far side. Come all the way over.
Gamble could not spot the run from Andor. And Hartford Athletic able to tighten its armor and recover. Green. Wheat, and the substitute, Tim Mill, was brought in at halftime. Visitors will be making a double substitution in just moments, potentially as early as now. Liquids being prepared. And the hydration break will precede the substitutes. You do see the figures of Christian Sordo and Alexen Saravia.
Not a bad shift for that man. Just a goal and 2 assists. 4th all-time USL Championship assists. No big deal.
3-1 our score at Dillon Stadium. See how we got to this storyline. Right out of the gates, Hartford Athletic went to work.
Guzman, 7th minute. Danny Barrera, the assist maker. Yeah, let's run it back again, why not? 18th minute, Danny Barrera, but not before we get the reckless challenge. Colin Miller coming off the line on Dixon. Steps up. No thank you, says Colin Miller. Beautiful save.
No, that wasn't the last time we heard from Ever Guzman, because just minutes later, look at this finish. So softly over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, really well done. There's some kind of touch going on with Danny Barrera right now. And obviously you still have to finish, but the distribution is key for everything that is Hartford Athletic. You get one back. Come from the likes of reckless challenge on the far side, Mateo Silva. Enter Elvis Amo. Enter Loudoun's first goal of the night. They get it to 2-1.
And Hartford able to find the insurance goal. It's Jorgensen expertly setting up Barrera, and that is a calm, composed finish.
This is my favorite because of the vision by Jorgensen. He could have selfishly put this on frame, and I would have had no problem with it. His ability to strike the ball. Catches it clean every time. Instead, quick little look over the left shoulder, drops it. And well done by Danny Barrera. Collects himself and just tucks it home.
Substitutions complete for Loudoun. Jeremy Garay exits and Christian Sorto in his place. Second appearance this season for Sorto. Both of them have come against Hartford Athletic. And Peebo Dewey's night is over. Dewey, the captain, heads to the sideline, and Alexan Saravia, the El Salvadorian teenager, will replace him. Grappling with Silva was Andor. Silva's been very good tonight, turning away attack after attack from, no, this is a young Loudoun team. It's a burly Loudoun team at the top. He is a handful.
I'm not interested in going into a 50-50 with him. Big frame you got to take on. Looks like Zaidi maybe pulling the strings a bit more before the end of this match. Some last-minute directions to his boys on the sideline.
5 substitutions allowed in the new rules that were instigated by the pandemic.
I would imagine with the shift that he's put in, he may get a curtain call a bit earlier than expected. Bring on the likes of Dre Dees or Alfonso Vasquez, the local wonder boy.
Fans visit hartfordathletic.com to see the pub partners of the club. Make sure to pay them a visit and support our local restaurants and bars. This year our pub partners include Tavern Downtown, Republic Gastropub, and City Stream Brewery. Hartford, TK's in Danbury, and also Roberto's Log Cabin in Lebanon and Callahan's Bolo Rama in Newington. Tireless shift from Mustafa. He's found an incision point in Undur. And again, up to the task is Silva.
Doesn't waver, does he, in his performance, Silva? The parlor tricks by Indoor, and I can't blame him. Got to find a way to create some separation with the defender. Mateo Silva just eye on the prize the entire time.
There's a way back in this for Loudoun United, perhaps off a set piece. Guzman. The burnt rubber acceleration from Johnson. He's driving right through the defense. Recruited 5 visiting defenders to finally dissolve his move. Undur staggered to the turf. A set piece in a similar position to just several minutes ago.
A bit closer in proximity here. Notice it's about 4 or 5 yards closer to midfield. Game just opening up a little bit here. Nothing crazy, but notice guys are starting to get tired. Challenges, not flying, but lethargic. I'll take Christian Sordo all day if I can.
Sordo to the left of the still ball. 5-man wall. Here's the back post service. And controlling the airspace is Mandanda.
Trying to pick out Shane Weed on that back post run. Door, Wheat, Mimel, all that 6'1" plus. Just couldn't execute. Time fastly fading away here for the visitors to get back in it, John. You've made the changes by Ryan Martin, and he's just asking them to go out, kind of going to grab this game by its tails and go after it.
Can Loudoun United find a way back into this? Sorto, it's an inventive turn. Never going to get that call from Jeremy Shear. It was hopeful at best as he spilled to the turf. And this group, Group F, looking quite top heavy early in its existence. Loudoun United planted near the bottom of it, just 1 point through 2 games, and nearly their third complete. And Hartford Athletic, as it stands right now, at the top of the group. Only needed a result tonight, a draw or a win, to go to sleep in first place. Yellow card to Alex Dixon. First of the year for the former North Carolina Tar Heel. Well, fans, don't miss Hartford Athletics' next match as they head on the road to take on Philadelphia Union 2 on Sunday, August 9th. Tune into WCTX MyTV9 at 7:30. For tickets to upcoming home matches, go to hartfordathletic.com/tickets. Union 2 leaking goals here in this restart. Gave up a bundle to Pittsburgh last night. Group F, a two-horse race right now. The New York Red Bulls, too, still lurking.
They'll be fine.
They always are.
John Wolyniak at the helm, they'll be just fine. Pair that with the fact that reinforcements on their way.
Devin referring to the MLS's back tournament. So many clubs in the USL Championship affiliated with Major League Soccer teams. And because of the bubble of Major League Soccer, most of those MLS teams brought in everybody that's on an MLS contract, and therefore depriving a lot of the affiliate clubs of some Major League Soccer players that they might have expected typically during a normal season, but what is normal these days? The night is over, the quest is over for the hat trick for Ever Guzman. Alfonso Vasquez, local high school product here in Connecticut, will take his place. Vasquez signed via an open tryout, turned 18 years old in June. Just 2 minutes total this season for Vasquez.
Came on as a late substitute, but this is one that I was interested to see talking to Jaidi, Wizard of Wyndham High School. You're looking at an All-American at the high school level, All-State, of course. It just wills his team to victories. 149 career high school goals, broke a 31-year-old record in the state of Connecticut. Obviously, kid likes to tickle the nylon, but this is another level. What can you do against the pros? Time to step up and show us something.
Torres, Johnson on the turn. Torres continues his run. Squared back across. The flag is raised. It will be a goal kick. Also to note, Dre Deese has checked in, the 22-year-old. 46 minutes in 3 games this season. And he has replaced Alex Dixon, so a double forward swap for Hartford. On top of their 3-5-2. We'll watch the rest of this match.
Great turn.
Deese. Downs. Acquired a lunging challenge from Mel. And has produced a corner kick for Hartford Athletic. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Stanley Black & Decker. Stay tuned each week for the Stanley Innovative Play of the Game. A lot to choose from this week. Corner comes in, met by Andor. And harm in the penalty area. Johnson. Mustafa. If Loudoun can get anything out of this game, they need something now. Hartford Athletic on the verge. Yet another home victory.
4th on the year already. What a turnaround. The lone loss being at Indy 11 midweek. 4-1. Closer than the scoreline, to be fair. 23. That is the number of matches it took Hartford Athletic to reach the same threshold in 2019. They would finish strong. They'd go 4-4-1 in their final 9 matches, but it took them 23 matches at the start of the year to get their 4th victory. Now they do it in 5 matches, 2020.
There's no time in this season to casually step into the first couple months of it.
Nope.
It is pedal to the floor from the beginning, or you can find yourself in deep trouble. As we've seen around groups in the USL Championship, a slow start and a compact schedule, you can have 2 bad weeks and play yourself out of the playoffs.
I've heard from some fan bases, oh, well, you know, we don't want to peak too early. No, you're barking up the wrong tree with that one. Now is the time and the only time. You know, now is the time where you look at previous seasons, you look at teams like the Riverhounds, like Lou City, the Monarchs, Phoenix Rising, and I'm just naming a few, of course, that got better as the season went on. Plenty of teams start strong. It's the finish and that ever elusive championship trophy on the mantle that everybody is searching for.
The 4th official has indicated 7 minutes of stoppage time. That stoppage time presented by Brignall Vineyards. Dees sliding through. Downs. Johnson in front of him. Forward options were compressed. Now Barrera with a pocket full of ideas. And Green relieves the pressure, but Sordo was offside. Dees down the line for Vasquez. Hometown kid wins the throw. Already the longest pro appearance in Vasquez's young career. Roddy Jaidi telling us, I call him every day. They're invested in this young man, teaching him how to become a professional.
Definitely a growing process. Little moments, phone calls from your manager, even if it's the briefest of appearances. Just continue to apply any expert tutelage you may have had. Any stop in your previous career, of course. Jaidi made a few at the highest of levels. I played in the Prem in the World Cup, no big deal.
Scored in a World Cup.
Yeah.
Not bad when somebody of that stature is hitting up your cell phone over breakfast. Mustafa hauled down. He has shown well in his first performance on American soil. So drawn the yellow card.
You can see the ideas are there. And some of this is just what relationships you can build with the guys around you. One-on-one hasn't been an issue for him tonight. It's where does the rotation come from? Can I get some help from Jacob Green? Where are my boys in the midfield? That's just been lacking. Not just for Mustafa to create, but pretty much everybody from Loudoun United.
Flying fist from Mandanda. Fans, don't forget to download the official Hartford Athletic mobile app, available for Apple and Android phones. It's the one stop for all things Hartford Athletic and the easiest way to manage your tickets. Go to hartfordathletic.com/app. Rumor is you've downloaded all the apps of all the teams in the USL Championship. And increase the data size on your phone, I heard.
I'm gonna ask Jake Edwards, the president, for company phone. Increase the data, right? Bigger hard drive. I'll take the 256 gig and we'll call it a day. You know? Guy's got a dream.
Well, Silva has bundled down Mustafa. Silva's already conceded penalty this evening. Came when the sun was still shining at Dillon Stadium. Resulted in Loudoun's lone goal. A long trip home for the boys from Virginia. Loudoun United within driving distance, under an hour from Washington, D.C.
It's not going to get any easier either. They go to New York Red Bull 2 at Louisville City. They get to go back home against Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Segra Field awaiting the team in white. Wheat. One last gasp here for Loudoun. It's fallen to Sorto. Save made by Mandanda. Still loose. Undor has fouled or either come from an offside position. And Mandanda called into duty and able to produce his finest stop of the evening.
Alex Lara just gets caught with his feet up underneath him, limping at the tail end of this too, and they were asking for a substitute, almost as if it was an immediate injury and not a good look as he goes to ground. Mandanda, as we mentioned before, not been asked a bunch. When it does come at him, up to the task at hand, and you feel for it, right? You're in added extra time.
Is this becoming a Pyrrhic victory for Hartford Athletic? We saw Connor McGlynn exit with an injury, and now Alex Lara needing attention.
Intending to him like it's cramps, but it's difficult to speculate, of course. Just make sure that he's got some proper health, the most important thing. Michael Gamble catching a peek.
It's like wrestling with Cyclops.
How about the schedule upcoming for Hartford Athletic? Tale of a different tune for them. Home for 3 out of the next 5, but they will go on the road twice in the span of 10 days to visit Philadelphia Union 2. Sandwich a visit to Dillon Stadium by Red Bull 2 in between that. Loudoun United get involved. A good opportunity to grab some points there, remain atop their group.
A few fleeting minutes here for Aiden Macias. Player looking to add to his 3 total this season. Past the allotted amount of stoppage time.
The victory cigar, right?
Human victory cigar. Here's Deese. The challenge resulting in the throw. The man who knows how much time's left now is Jeremy Shear. On a night where both teams knew the importance of 3 points in this compressed season, Hartford Athletics stormed out of the gates. They continue to seek more. Deese, oh, he splits right through the defender. Gets into a good area. Vasquez! Oh, what a finish! The hometown kid! A staggering volley crashing through Connecticut. And Hartford will plant its flag at the top of the group. Here is the team to chase.
Picking the brain of Roddy Jaidi, I said, when are we going to get to see the wonder kid? Alfonso Vasquez referenced the record, 149 goals at the high school level. That lasted 31 years. But you will never forget your first in emphatic fashion, off the near post, the kiss of death, an exclamation point for Alfonso Vasquez, his first professional goal for Hartford Athletic.
And Hartford Athletic victorious again at Dillon Stadium. The exclamation point coming from Alfonso Vasquez, and what a turnaround this has been for Roddy Jaidi. Blue and green delirium again. And there is the catalyst for this team, Danny Barrera. 2 assists and a goal for Hartford Athletic, who continues to cruise, and they continue to torment Loudoun United, which for the 2nd straight match falls to Hartford. They will lick their wounds and head back to the horse country of Virginia. The supporters get what they came for. Another victory for Hartford. Take a look at our save of the game brought to you by Cigna. It came in added time. It was not needed to secure the victory, but nevertheless, solid performance tonight for Parfait Mandanda.
You would like your goalkeeper to collect this, or at least push it away from a danger zone, but sure-handed nonetheless. Doesn't allow Loudoun United to have any sort of last-ditch effort. Well done by Mandanda.
Take a look at our innovative play of the game. Brought to you by Stanley Black & Decker, the innovative play of the game. And a slide tackle from Kevin Politz. And Loudoun was knocking on the door. That's an important challenge there.
Some set of confidence coming from Kevin Politz. Leaving your feet as a center back can always be very difficult in terms of execution. But how can the man of the match not be Danny Barrera? 2 assists is your Cigna man of the match. Adds a goal to it as well. Puts him 4th all time. One of only 4 men in the USL Championship to reach the 30 mark. And the vision at the tail end of this to put this thing to bed. 3rd goal of the night. 1st on the season for Danny Barrera.
That is our Cigna man of the match. Danny Barrera adds that accolade to what is quite some season now for Hartford Athletic. A start and stop season now has flown out of the gates in the restart. And Hartford Athletic victorious again at Dillon Stadium. 3-goal margin, 3 points tonight. We'll break it down when we come back.
We don't just protect things. We help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
The only match in the USL Championship this Sunday afternoon, turning in tonight in Connecticut. It tilts in the favor of Hartford Athletic. They scored 2 quick goals in this match, and they never looked back as the fans at Dillon Stadium, which was 25% capacity tonight, exit. John Freeman joined by Devin Kerr. And Devin, the highlights will start with Hartford flying out of the trap and getting right to work.
Fast and furious. 4 opportunities in the opening 21 minutes. 3 would come in the way of Hartford Athletic. 2 via that man, Danny Barrera. He would find their man Guzman up top. Tucks the first one away. Second one, and pretty much the same, right? The problem was is they had an opportunity for a third. Watch Alex Dixon. Look at him turn on the Jets. Colin Miller coming off the back line. Red right. The problem is outstretched arm. Feels like he didn't make contact. Everybody saw it. That's the no-no spot, but saves him. Great penalty save by Colin Miller. You cannot understate his ability to get off the line, cat-like reflexes, and here's the second ball. Saw this before. Run it back. 2 from Danny Barrera. 2 from Ever Guzman, 30 all-time from their midfielder in terms of assists, 4th on the list. Take a bow.
At this point, you're saying, okay, well, Hartford's going to run away with this game, up by 2, just about 15 minutes into this game, and then suddenly, Loudoun United thrown a lifeline. Look at the tackle from Silva after the shot off the post. Look at his left arm. That's the penalty that's awarded.
I, again, still attest to the fact that I would have given a pen for the challenge. That's quite reckless right there. And comes off his hand. That's fine. Point to the spot. Can we get back in this? Yes, we can. All right, we get it to 2-1. Only 21 minutes in. Grab the ball, Avasimo. Let's go, boys, the other way. But that would pretty much be the end of it. You started to see them be more comfortable on the ball. The problem is they just weren't good enough once they reached the final third. Danny Barrera was. 2 assists. Let's add a goal to it. 66 minute. Dixon, Jorgensen, Barrera. Oh, so sweet as they get out in front 3-1.
And then late in this match, a moment to remember at Dillon Stadium, a moment only ever seen on the back of his eyelids. Alfonso Vasquez bringing a dream to reality with this strike in his 2nd professional appearance.
150th of his career, right? Everybody at home going, wait, he scored 150 goals? Yeah, well, 149 happened in high school. Hit the reset button, start counting. He put 4 in the back of the net in 6 preseason games for Hartford Athletic. Bet you'll be seeing him real soon.
Taking a look at the match stats, a dominant performance, really, when you look at the overall picture for Hartford.
Actually feel that they were better in the last matchup against Loudoun United. They had overall control more. They made them chase the game. They did allow this team to get back into it. Now, fortunately, when they sat, although they were tired and they didn't have that explosivity on the other side of the ball, they had the lead. And you could lean on that a little bit. Loudoun United, Ryan Martin, they're going to be frustrated. They just moved so many pieces. It was hard to get into a rhythm. They will have an opportunity to get back at it real soon. Hartford Athletic, by the way, loving the top of the table within their group.
Hartford will play Philadelphia Union 2 next. We will be on that call next Sunday together. Loudoun facing New York Red Bulls 2 on Wednesday. For everybody involved in our broadcast, I'm John Freeman saying for Devin Kerr, good night from Dillon Stadium. Hartford Athletic, 4-1 victors over Loudoun United. The blue and green lead the group after a dominant performance in Connecticut.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.